Hello, Team Duval. My name is Christina Raquelme, and I am a specialist with Duval County Public Schools Parent Academy. Today's class is called Welcome to Team Duval, a guide for new DCPS parents. Thank you for popping in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Alrighty, there we go. So before we officially get started, I wanted to say that the information that is shared today is current and accurate as of today. We are in a fluid environment where we must be flexible and remain aware that changes may occur. Remember, things can change. As the pandemic is changing, so are we. All right, so the first day of school is going to be August 20th. Families have different choices about how their children will be returning to school. You have in-school options, which includes a hybrid model for secondary, which is grades 6 through 12, which is middle and high school. You have Duval homeroom and DVIA. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into those in a few slides. So the first thing we're going to talk about is VPK, or the Voluntary Pre-Kindergarten program. The state of Florida does not currently allow online learning options for VPK. VPK programs will be held in schools. The late application period for VPK fall registration is still open. Your child must be 4 years old on or before September 1st, 2020 in order to enroll in the VPK program. Elementary schools, there are going to be 3 options. There is face-to-face instruction, so elementary students will be attending brick and mortar schools 5 days a week. And on early release days, students will learn from home while schools undergo a deep cleaning. The second option is Duval homeroom. This option is for students who will start the school year online and intend to return to a brick and mortar school later on in the school year. Students will remain enrolled in their assigned school and are able to exit the Duval homeroom option at the end of each grading period. Lastly, there's option 3, which is Duval Virtual Instruction Academy, or DVIA. This option is for families who intend to remain in a virtual setting for the entire school year. All right, here are our middle school options. As you can see, option 1 is a little bit different. So 6th grade attends school in person for 4 days with distance learning on 1 day each week. Grades 7 and 8 attend school in person 3 days with distance learning 2 days each week. After Labor Day, this option may shift to a 5-day-a-week in-school model. So if you look to the right, here's a tentative schedule for grade 6, which is in the green, grade 7, which is in the blue, and grade 8, which is in the red. Now, options 2 and 3 remain the same as the elementary school, which are Duval homeroom, which again, they can exit at the end of each grading period, and option 3, which is Duval Virtual Instruction Academy. Here are high school options. So high school students will attend their assigned school for 2 days and participate in distance learning for the other 3 days of the week. Students will be in a cohort based on grade level, academic coursework, and/or specialized program. Again, after Labor Day, this option may shift to a 5-day-a-week in-school model. And as you can see, Duval homeroom and the DVIA option still remain the same. Exceptional student education options. So ESC, which are assigned to general education, all the options, as previously stated for the elementary, middle, and high school models, all the options remain the same. Exceptional student center schools will attend school 5 days a week with appropriate precautions. And students also have the option of Duval homeroom. The low incidence self-contained programs includes PK, varying exceptionalities, communication social skills, physically impaired, participatory level academics, supported level academics, deaf, hard of hearing, and behavioral support. Students will attend 5 days a week with appropriate precautions. Students on general education standards have the option of Duval Homeroom or K through 12 DVIA or Duval Virtual Academy. And lastly, Pride Academy grades PK, pre-K through 12. Students in Pride will follow the same grade level attendance pattern as their peers. For secondary students, the in-school option is a hybrid option until Labor Day. Students on access point standards have the option of Duval Homeroom. Students on general education standards have the option of Duval Homeroom or K-12 Duval Virtual Academy. All right, now we're going to discuss a little bit of the health and safety. So this is just a reminder for students to stay home if they have any of the following symptoms: fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath, or difficulty breathing, fatigue, sore throat, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, congestion or runny nose, nausea, vomiting, and or diarrhea. Students are encouraged to stay home if they or a member of their household has been tested positive or is under investigation for COVID-19. Um, Make sure to wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds or use hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Cover their mouths when they cough or sneeze with their elbow or a tissue. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and or mouth. Practice social distancing and maintain 6 feet of separation from others. And when social distancing is not possible, to wear a face mask. Now, this is the health and safety when entering the school and getting to class. So when entering school, there are going to be temperature checks, and they will be conducted upon arrival at the school and as needed if a student is showing any signs of illness. If a student's temperature is 100.4 or greater, he or she will not be allowed to go to class. If throughout the school day the temperature is 100.4 or higher, children will be guided to a room until the parent or guardian can be contacted. The parent is expected to pick up the student within 1 hour. If a parent or guardian cannot be reached or has not arrived within 1 hour, the emergency contact person will be called to pick up that student. This process will be evaluated prior to Labor Day. Healthy environment screening. Students of an appropriate age will be asked to verify that they have not had exposure to any persons known to have COVID-19 or have traveled to any area known to be a high-risk area before entering the building. Social distancing while entering the building. Students will be asked to keep 6 feet of separation while waiting in line for temperature and health checks before entering the school and walking in line. Face coverings. Students are required to wear face coverings while entering the building and in all common areas of the school, except while the student is eating, participating in PE, music, band, or a class where a covering hinders learning. If a face covering is not appropriate due to an exceptionality or medical condition, the student will be provided with a clear plastic face shield. Reasonable accommodations will be made for exceptional education and medically fragile students as necessary. Hand washing and sanitizing will be required after all students enter their classrooms and throughout the day. This is classroom prevention measures. Socially distanced student workstations. So unneeded furniture will be removed in order to maximize the amount of social distancing within the classroom. Workstation shields. Students in grades 3 through 5 will have a clear plastic shield on their desk in order to create a barrier between two adjacent students. Plastic face shields. Students in grades K through 2 will be provided with a clear plastic face shield in order to provide a barrier while doing their classroom activities. Ba- um, Personal protective equipment and sanitizers. Each teacher will have access to personal protective equipment such as a mask, gloves, and hand sanitizers. Students will be encouraged to wash and or sanitize their hands often, including each time they exit and enter the classroom. Changing classes. Classroom changes will be minimized. Steps will be taken to control the directional flow of students in the hallway. Students will be required to wear their face coverings in the hallway. Now, parents or guardians of medically vulnerable students should consult with their child's health care provider to develop a safety plan for the student and work with the principal to guide procedures or other modifications necessary for the student. What will happen if COVID-19 cases impacts a campus? Our school district works closely with the Florida Department of Health. Duval, Duval in managing all cases of infectious disease that impacts the campus. We will follow the same protocol with COVID-19. Students and staff have the right to privacy with respect to any medical condition they may be encountering, including COVID-19. General announcements about infected individuals will not be made. However, if instances of COVID-19 impact campus operations in any way, we will make appropriate announcements through the school. Medical professionals from the Department of Health determine who needs to know about specific COVID-19 infections. In collaborations with the Department of Health, we will specifically communicate with staff and with families of the students based on direction from the Department of Health. How will it be handled if an individual student needs to quarantine due to COVID-19? Each case will be handled individually, depending on the circumstances. If a student is too ill to participate, he or she would be absent. If the student will need to remain out of school for an extended period, he or she may qualify for hospital homebound services. If it is a matter of quarantine due to exposure, but the student is otherwise healthy, the student could switch to Duval homeroom or some other option may be viable. Students and families should work with their administration to develop the appropriate plan for each circumstance. Also, I want to note that at duvalschools.org, you can also find closure protocols and you can also find the cleaning schedules. All right, now this is the health and safety for meal service and cafeteria. So at lunch, students are going to be required to wear their face coverings while they're waiting in line to receive their food and pay for their meal. They will not be required to wear it while they're eating. There will be seating arrangements in the cafeteria that are going to be arranged for social distancing to the greatest extent possible. If for some reason the cafeteria does not have the capacity to enforce social distancing, breakfast and lunch may be served and consumed in the classroom or even in an outdoor patio if the weather permits. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to go ahead and move on to school choice. So Duval County provides the option of school choice. The choice option period runs from January 1st through February 28th. This is when the applications are accepted and placement is determined through a lottery process. There are 4 types of school choice options, and they include attendance to area schools, which has an attendance area, has a specified attendance boundary and serves students residing within that boundary. So pretty much it's the school that coincides with your address. Secondly, we have magnet schools, which give students the chance to attend schools that focus on specific themes or career areas of special interest to the student. Next, you have special transfer options. So all elementary and middle schools are special transfer option schools. This means that these schools will offer one or more special programs designed to attract students to the school. And lastly, there are charter schools. Charter schools are public schools that operate on a performance contract or a charter with the Duval County School Board and are intended to expand school choice options for students. Charter schools are freed from many of the regulations that govern traditional public schools, but they are held accountable for the academic and financial results. One more thing about charter schools is that they must hire certified teachers. Um, Charter school teachers are not considered and are not employed by Duval County Public Schools. Next, I want to talk a little bit about Duval Virtual Instruction Academy. So this is, again, it's one of the options that we talked about previously um, for the start of school. So this is, again, a remote learning that is custom made for students who are self-starters and need a flexible program. They also have their own curriculum. And again, the school choice application period runs from January 1st to February 28th. Um, the school choice application is online, and you need a parent focus account that is linked to a student account in order to apply for school choice. So now we're going to go over the needed documents for enrollment. You need proof of birth age, so that includes a birth certificate or evidence of date of birth, a Florida certification of immunization or exemption, a recent physical exam, and proof of residency. If you look over to the right, you can see that you need to choose either 2 documents from column A or 1 document from column A and 2 documents from column B. You also need to make sure that all sources of information match. For extraordinary circumstances, please contact the Office of School Choice directly for further clarification regarding other accepted official identification sources that are not listed below or to the right side of the screen. Parent guardian accounts. So creating a Duval Public Schools parent guardian account that is linked to your student will provide you access to the Focus portal and other applications. Having a parent guardian focus account will provide you with the opportunity to review your child's grades and assignments, fill out school choice applications, email teachers, and much more. If you have any questions regarding how to set up a focus account, Parent Academy will be hosting a course, and the course is called It's All in Focus, and that course will premiere online on August 25th. So the school hours, elementary school runs from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Middle school is from 9:30 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. and high school is from 7:15 a.m. to 2 p.m. On early release days, students are released 1 hour and 45 minutes early. The school hours that are listed below are standard hours. There are some exceptions due to transportation needs, so I would check with your schools just in case. Here's a list of holidays and days off throughout the school year. They include Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving break, winter break, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, spring break, summer vacation, teacher work days, and weather days. Now, normally I would, at this point in the presentation, I would put up a calendar of the most recent school calendar. However, it has not yet been approved. So keep checking on duvalschools.org for the updated school calendar. So now I just want to dive in a little bit to what weather's days are. So if the district has to close its schools due to hazardous weather, the school district may utilize weather days to provide for any lost instructional time. So they're days that are pretty much built into the calendar. So given the placement of weather days, there is a possibility that the school year could be extended. Should there be no need to use the weather days, teacher post-planning days would be moved up to begin on the first available non-instructional day during that week. Grading periods. There are 4 quarters in the school year. Each quarter is approximately 9 weeks long. However, through each quarter, students receive halfway through each quarter, students receive a progress report. At the end of the 9-week period, students receive a report card. Generally, the quarters run August through October, October through December, January through March, and March through May. Again, this is flexible based on the new on the new school calendar that is pending. Here are the grading scales. K through 1 runs, the grades are E, S, N, and U. And grades 2 through 12 run 100% to 90% as an A, 89% to 80% as a B, 79 to 70% as a C, 69 to 60% is a D, 59 or below is an F. Attendance policies. The parent or guardian must contact the school if their child will be absent. When the student returns from school, a written excuse from the parent or guardian is required. Absences will be excused for the following reasons: illness or injury, death in the family, inclement weather, official religious holiday, bus failure, or schedule. A doctor's note is needed if the student has been absent for 3 or more consecutive days, has had surgery, is returning to school after a hospitalization, has been under a doctor's care for a significant illness, or is returning to school after being excluded because of a communicable disease. Types of classroom settings. There is self-contained, where students stay with one teacher the entire school day. A team teach, which is not in all schools, and that is when 2 or more teachers are in separate classrooms. Students will spend half the day with each teacher, and generally one teacher will teach reading and the other will teach math and science. And then a co-teach is when there are 2 teachers in one classroom. Even though both teachers are in one room, one teacher is usually responsible for the reading portion or teaching reading, and the other oversees the math and the science. Recess and teacher-led PE. So recess is an unstructured physical activity that is an opportunity for children to practice life skills, such as conflict resolution, cooperation, respect for rules, taking turns, sharing or using language to communicate, and problem solving in real life situations. Unstructured physical activity can be held indoors or outdoors as long as students are engaged in moderate physical activity. Now, teacher-directed PE is structured physical activities that are led by the classroom teacher, and they are intended to support the satisfaction of the state-mandated physical activity minutes. So the teacher generally collaborates with the physical education teacher in order to align with the skills and concepts that are taught during physical education. Bus transportation. Transportation is provided to students who live more than 1.5 miles from the school that they attend. The distance to a bus stop can be up to 1 mile with exceptions for students participating in choice special programs, alternative programs, and or those with exceptional education requirements. This year, parents must sign into Focus and register their children to ride the bus. Once you register your child as a bus rider, he or she will be assigned to a bus stop. After August 13th, you may sign back into Focus to see your child's specific bus number, stop, and bus time. This is done in order to control the number of students on each bus. I also want to note that the address that is on file for your child will be used for their bus assignment. So if you need to update the primary address for your child, you must visit the school and provide the proof of residency documents that are necessary. Free and reduced lunch. Families can qualify for free or reduced price meals depending on household income and family size. You can complete the free and reduced price meal application form if your family qualifies. In all schools, students may eat breakfast for free, and in Title I schools, all students may eat breakfast and lunch for free. Student safety. Each school has a safety plan and an emergency response team. All classroom doors are locked when they are occupied by students. Plans are reviewed with school staff every single semester. The district has a highly trained school police department. The district has various security monitoring methods, including camera surveillance. All schools conduct regular evacuation drills. All schools also conduct regular emergency and lockdown drills. Supply lists. Buying school supplies is essential to making sure your child comes to school ready to achieve educational excellence. Different teachers may have different supply needs. Please make sure that you ask if they have a copy of the supply list for your child. Some supplies may need to be replaced throughout the school year, like tissues, hand sanitizer, soap. All right, moving on to the next one. Ooh, my favorite, PTA and volunteers. The overall purpose of the PTA is to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for children. If you want to join the PTA, make sure to contact your child's school for a membership fee. It generally runs between $5 and $10. Volunteers are a vital part of student success to Duval County Public Schools. There are more than 27,000 volunteers that support schools each year, and the number is growing. You can apply to be a volunteer at your child's school by going to the Parent tab and clicking on Volunteer. I also wanted to mention that volunteer, even though you can go online to register as a volunteer, in the meantime, in the interim, volunteer applications have been temporarily removed because schools are not allowing visitors at this time. When they do start allowing visitors, I'm sure it'll open back up. I also wanted to mention, if you are interested in the PTA, Parent Academy will be offering a PTA course, and that is going to be the course is going to be virtual, of course, and it's going to be on September 23rd. So here are just some other helpful courses that you might find interesting. The first one being strategies for keeping our children healthy and safe, and that's on August 17th. Second is that focus class I was telling you about. It's called Everything in Focus, and that's on August 25th. The next one is all about Duval homeroom. So if you are a Duval homeroom parent, or if you're considering putting your child in Duval homeroom, that class is going to be on September 1st. The next one is going to be showing up for success, and that is September 8th. And lastly, we have a really cool course called Mastering the DCPS website. And this course is going to show you how all the important things that you need to know on the DCPS website. And that's going to be on September 27th. All right, and here are our social media accounts. You could tweet us at Parent Acad DCPS, like us on Facebook at Parent Academy Duval, or follow us on Instagram at Parent Academy Duval. You can also email us if you have a question. Our email address is parentacademy@duvalschools.org. And that is the end of the presentation. I'm going to pop back on here. I wanted to say thank you once again for popping by and saying hi and watching this course. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, and we'll get back to you. So that's all for now. So thank you very much. Bye. Have a great one.